Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good Saturday, good Sunday, good every day. Molweni bethuna, I'm so excited ndixele ndinemincili ngoba namhlanje ndiphethe umuntu osenyongweni kum. Igama lakhe ke bethuna nguNdyebo. uNdyebo ke yayazi mos, it's wealth, nothing else.
Nothing but the wealth.
Hi, brother.
It's wealth or nothing.
Wealth or nothing. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm fantastic. How are you?
Thank you for coming through.
I had to pull up.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Ngoba. It's so strange because now you my blood, but there are certain things that I don't know about you.
Yeah.
So I felt like I want to ask you those things that I've been curious. Not that I wouldn't ask you, but I felt like, okay, maybe these are the things that I want to know in another level, you know?
Okay.
So let me know if you're not comfortable with whatever that I'm going to ask.
No, I'm comfortable with anything you throw at me. So if you throw bombs, I'll take it as it is.
You'll attack me later.
I'll take you later. Be like, you serial killer, you. But yeah, I'm comfortable with anything. I'm comfortable with
What makes Ndyebo?
What makes Ndyebo? It's a nice question. It's a very pretty question. I like that question. Ndyebo is the name that I was given by my birth parents, and method, it's the middle name. So it means Ndyebo, method, Mviti. The method of wealth for the Mvitis. That was the initial thing. So what makes me as a person, I'm a spirit, I'm a soul, which is bodied in this body. So what makes me, it makes me a person who's more inclined with the spirit, which is my soul. That makes me.
I'm still gonna go to that question because it's something that I've learned again with you, with the journey that I've been with you in life, of course.
Okay.
Tell me more about you, about yourself.
I wouldn't say my age, but yeah. I'm old enough to be voting, driving, drinking. So I'm more of a talkative and reserved person. I like music. I'm a music person. I love music.
Artistic, actually.
Yeah, artistically, I'm given, but I'm not pursuing that in a more given way.
Why?
I think growing up, we didn't have resources and information, you know. Coming from a place where Kasi, it's all packed information. Once you go out, you become afraid to experiment with some things.
Are you still facing that?
Sometimes it does happen, but now I'm growing out of that cocoon. So yeah, what makes me, it's everything that is godly, that is productive. That's what makes me. I'm
so disappointed because now you just gave me something that I didn't think it was in you, because I grew up knowing you as a confident person, a person who can go anywhere and not being scared or cringe. And now you just told me that because of you were mostly ekasi, so you get to have being in doubt of pursuing you.
I understand that in a different manner, because you don't have to show a lot of people that side. It's like when you're nervous, don't show people that you're nervous.
Okay.
So I'm always confident. I'm going to be confident, even at times that I'm not confident. But in certain aspects of trying to explore myself, I wasn't that confident. Do you understand?
I can relate, hey, because most of people, they always say that I'm a confident person.
Yeah.
And this is how I always explain myself. There's no day that I discovered that I'm a confident person. But there are certain things that I've learned for people to look at. The color of the hair that I wear, my tattoo.
It determines some aspects of you.
I just want to say, look at my tattoo and leave me alone. Look at my hand, just leave me alone. By those things, people think that I'm brave, I'm confident, but honestly speaking, it takes a lot for me to be out of my shell. It takes a lot, in a sense that every time when someone sees that I'm not a confident person, I'll be like, oh, how did you see that? Because I thought I was wearing this mask very well, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand what you mean. And you always want to find that comfort zone of yours, find your corner, and just be with people that you love and people that you know.
True that.
And you prefer to be known by them than the world.
Yeah, and it's like that, because even on my side, I did something that I didn't do for a longest time. I dyed my hair white, all white, and my beard. I dyed it all white. That was a confident booster, but at some point it fucked me up, because I would go, like, sorry to use that word, vulgar, I would go around and forget that I have blonde hair and blondie. People will be looking at me. I'd be like, what? Why are they looking at me?
You forgot.
I forgot. And then when I pass a mirror, I'd be like, this guy. So but it was a confidence booster. It was a shift or something.
I feel you.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that you're going on your 5th month now sober. You haven't touched alcohol since December, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't touched alcohol since December. I left it while it was nice.
And why? Because it became as a shock to me. I was like, just in the middle of everything, when now December you decided not to drink until now. At first I thought, it's just not gonna drink, maybe for a week or so, this one. And then now it's the 5th month.
Yeah, it's a thing now. It's a thing now, and it's going to be a thing. I took a break from alcohol. In 1 and 2 reasons. The first reason it came as a warning to me. I'm a believer in ancestral world.
Yes.
So I was drinking constantly. I was always drinking. I always drink all the time. So December, around before I broke up with my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yes. So December, it was around the 5th or the 6th, around December, if I'm not mistaken. What happened is that I had a dream. Yes. As much as I'm a spiritual person, not per saying that I'm a spiritual person, meaning that I can succumb to every spirit that I meet. No, doesn't mean that. I mean that I'm inclined to my soul.
Yes.
I'm intact to my soul, and I am focused on that soul. So each and every being that is under my bloodline, they can contact me through that, to the soul. You understand? So they contact me. They came. They're like, yo, dude, we see that you're a drinker now, and it's getting out of hand. You
denting the connection between you and them.
You're starting to become ignorant. You're starting to become ignorant in the sense that you don't see warnings anymore. You don't see certain aspects of life. You don't appreciate certain things of life. The smoking will kill you. It will kill you. It will kill you. You might end up even not having kids, because it will stop that from you. If you carry on at this pace, the day we come again, we collect you. So
it's so crazy, because it was one of the questions that I was gonna ask you. Because Mina, I've encountered twice you called me in a space that you were not even aware that I was at, and you would warn me. And that thing, it did scare the ass out of me, you know? You remember when I was walking by the lake. And you were here, you didn't even know my moves at that time. And I think at that time we were not even in contact for a month or so, for a while.
Close to 2 months or something.
And then you called me, you were like, are you in the place like this? I was like, yeah, where are you? You were like, no, I just stay for a while there, because you're in a very good space where you're at, and just be there. That thing scared me. That thing scared me. And then the second one, it was when I was in a car. And then you called me, warning me. You even described the car I was at. Such things like, how do you take it seriously? How do you know that now you have to respect? Because I think somehow not everybody believes in such things. When do you know if you have to approach someone and warn them or whatever that you see at that time? Do you choose people that you can share what you see, or you just do what your people, your ancestors are telling you to do?
Okay, let's clarify something. Being me as a spiritual person, being me as a person who's inclined to their soul, anyone can be inclined to their soul. It's how you respect it and how you conduct it to the people. Because in the aspect of every being, there's that soul part of you, that consciousness that speaks to you. So some people ignore that. Some people try to mask it. Understand? Try to shape it and mask it and hide it.
Okay.
You understand? Some people put it out there and then it's not theirs to be. Like most people have went to initiation schools, like going to Twasa, Sangomas, but they were not meant to be twassing. They were meant to be healed. Do you understand? So I will tell you in this form because you experienced this via me. In a situation like if you're in a different place, which is not good to you, I will get a similar projection of that place, and in my mind it is you.
Okay.
But on my side. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Does it happen when you're sleeping or when you're just sitting? Or like, I just want to know, because other people, they say they see these things through when they sleeping, through their sleep, others just when they seated. Or with you, how does it happen?
It's a very nice question, because I want to explain something. There's this thing called astral projection. Astral projection, it's when you have an outer body experience. Do you understand? It can happen while you are asleep. Whether you're conscious or not, it can happen while you are asleep and have an outer body experience. So most people tend to grab information at that time.
Okay.
Because most people tend to learn at that time, at their sleeping moments. And then there's people who have mastered that ability, or it's their God-given birthright, that they could see certain things. Like if an event is happening this side, it's gonna project this side similarly. But in his mind, it is you. You are not there. Do you understand? If he sees this thing, if he sees someone getting hit by a car, but in his mind, he's thinking, no, Mr. D just got hit by a car, and then he starts looking, no, it's not Mr. D. Immediately you should call that person and be like, hey, are you good? Are you in a place? Are you in a nice place? Because that event happened while you were thinking about that person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I am, but now remember, not everybody
yes,
believes in that. Have you ever been in a situation where you try to warn someone and then maybe they will just throw you off, in a sense that I don't believe in that, don't tell me that, I'm not interested, and all of that?
In every aspect of talking to someone, you have a feeling of telling them or not telling them. There's certain things, even conversations, you don't want to have, because you can sense that thing, that it's going to be awkward very quickly. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So in terms of warning people, I don't do that.
Okay. So now you know that we're coming from a spiritual family where we grew up going to church, because our parents were people who believes in going to church, and we know there are active people living at church and all that, well, preaching, they sing very well, in a sense that when they are there, their presence are felt. And to tell you the honest truth, I remember you going to church when we were young. I've never seen you at church or hear you say you're going to church. Why are you no longer going to church?
In the aspect of a church, I think my father groomed me in a manner that he told me that everywhere it's church for you. Everywhere it's church for you.
So church is not a building kind of
It's not a building. It's not a confined space for you.
Okay.
Everywhere you're with God. So speak to your God like your friend. Daily speak to him like you speak to yourself. Because once you start speaking to yourself in a manner that projects to the heart, from the heart it goes straight to the soul. The soul takes the message straight to the source of it.
Yeah.
So my father, he gave me the thoughts, the teachings of wherever you are, you are a church. You can be a church, and each and every time when you speak about you and God, I don't like using that word, by the way, but I'm using it right now.
Yeah, because you're talking about your God.
Yeah,
you are allowed. Because you're talking about the God that you know.
Yeah, but the God that is have created me and my ancestral line, that God is always there and will approach me with people I know. It will always approach me with a similar face that I've noticed, but I don't know where this person is coming from. So everywhere you go, you always have a church.
I'm sorry, I am laughing because I'm talking about a church, and I remember the last encounter we were at church. It was me, you, and my aunt, your mom.
Yeah.
And I remember because she was the one who kept on pushing so that the church can go on. Be singing, and the one preaching
and singing.
And then there's that side look. She looked at you that forced you to stand up and sing.
Yeah.
And how did you? She gave you that side of saying, I've been singing alone, bro. Do it, And when she looked at me, I just looked away and acted like I was doing something because I wasn't keen to sing. And how did that make you feel where our parent still have that thing, that power of thinking that she can still tell us what to do at church, even though we're no longer going to church?
I think it's a parent thing. They become your parent until they die, man.
Yeah.
They will always give you that command, even if they don't tell you, hey, it's your turn now.
How did you feel about it?
I felt like she needed my help.
Okay.
I felt like she needed my help at some point.
I like that.
It wasn't nice. It wasn't nice because it's no longer me. I grew up in the church, was singing, doing everything, But I felt like, she needs rescuing.
Yeah, so you were just rescuing her at that moment,
because she gave me.
She felt
she gave me that thing because she has a song. She hasn't sang that song until she says the day I go to church with her, she would sing that song. She said she would sing that song. Exactly.
I know.
So she has a song. Each and every time when I'm with a presence of church with her, she gives me that look, give me that chance so I could put my song in. You understand? And that song is Masambe Nyana Wam, Masambe Nyana Wam. So it says Masambe Sitaweni Nyana Wam. You understand? Yes, it's like that. So it literally means that it's as golden as it. Me and my house will praise the Lord until the end of days.
Yes.
So each and every time when I'm with her at the church place, she always gives me that, hey, it's your turn now.
It's your turn.
It's your turn now.
What's your aspiration?
My aspiration is, I would say I like learning new things.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is very key. And knowledge is power when you use it.
Okay.
Each and every time when you use that power, it's knowledge to you.
So knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power when you use it. When you use that knowledge, it's power.
It's more like
very powerful. It's like having a sword. You have that sword. We know it's a Excalibur.
Yeah.
You call it names, but if it stays framed, it gets rusty. You don't use that power. So knowledge is power till you use it. I like learning, even if it's a little thing, like when you cut your onions, you should stick your tongue out.
Yeah,
so your eyes.
Taught me that. Because you remember I used to complain a lot.
You're like, I'm crying.
Because we have eye problems.
We do
visually challenged. So you the one who taught me that when I'm chopping onion, I need to stick my tongue out.
Yeah,
and
just
I said,
a little.
Why? I said, why? You said because of that concentration, instead of going to your eyes, it will literally focus on the tongue.
Yes, because the onion, once you slice it, it has sensible particles. So they go to the most sensible place. So your tongue is always moist and sensible. So when you stick your tongue out a little, it keeps that sensitivity, not to your eye.
I still use that technique even today. Trust me.
So yeah, I like learning even petty little things. I like learning that. And the visual part thing, I learned that it's because we see a lot of things in the dark than in the light. Than in the light. That's why we are visually impaired.
Okay. Do you believe in love?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's a question. Hey, my God, my creator. No, love is everything, man. But love depends on who you pour it to. I do believe in love. I'm a most loving creature ever. Yeah. If I love you wholehearted.
Okay.
Yeah, I do believe in love.
Do you believe that love is pandemic nowadays? Is it because there's this trend, love is pandemic. As much as you believe in love, do you still see as other people see love as pandemic? Or do you believe that it's always unfortunate with the person that you meet at that time, but that love does exist?
You put it in a very nice way. It's unfortunate when you meet someone that you love at that time and
they don't love you back the way you want them to love you.
Yes, because love does exist. The only bad thing that we have right now is that it's been conditioned. It's been altered to certain degrees of love. You understand? If you don't do this, if you don't provide, if you don't do that, if you don't love me like this, everyone wants to be loved in a certain way. Everyone wants to be appreciated in a certain manner. So it's no longer a give.
Because now with me, I always say that I don't want to put that only on Gutando, but I'm that person who believes that you teach people how you want to be treated. But it only works when you open as well.
True.
To treat people how they want to be treated. Not only about you. It only works, you teach them how you want to be treated if you're learning to treat them the way they want to be treated. And if it's not aligned with what you believe in, you have to learn to let go. Yeah,
that's true. I honestly believe that, because each and every time when you teach someone something, you expect them to grasp it and then teach you something.
Yeah.
Because in this lifetime, we are here for a moment, or even if it's a second. So each and every lesson that we exchange within each other, it shows love. Understand? So every time when you meet someone who's on your mutual ground, you should always preach the first thing that comes to your mind and be like, yes, I understand this type of view. Show me your love so I could show you my love.
And then what happens to those people who believes that they say love is reciprocated.
Yes.
But now most of people have learned that they love you expecting something in return. Do you still call that love, or you call that an exchange? Because me, I believe that if I love you, I shouldn't expect anything in return, because my definition of me sticking around, it's not how you love me, but how I feel when I think about you. It's how I feel when I'm with you. And then whatever that I do for you, it's out of love. It makes me fulfilled, not how you gonna think about it or keep you in a manner.
No, I get it. I get that. But since love it's so conditional these days, everyone has expectations upon love. So if you condition it in effect that I love you, and then why are you not loving me back? It's because of you have your own expectations of love, and that person doesn't perceive that. Do you understand? So that's why all the time it always become a pandemic. Because each and every time when you try to put an aspect of, I love you this much. Why aren't you?
And then I have to say, I love you extra.
Yeah.
It should come up with an interest.
Because when you have expectations, because there's certain people who are like, if I love you, I want to see you every day. If I love you,
because you don't have life when your life revolves around them.
Yeah. If I love you, I must always be with you. I must touch you. I must. There's those people who condition their love in that certain manner.
That works for them.
That works for them.
But do you consider that other person if it works for them or not?
Yes, you must consider, because that person you say, I want to see you every day. Like, this one, no.
Suffocate.
Suffocate. This is suffocating me.
Yeah.
Because that person is not giving you a chance to love, for them, like, to love you back.
Yes. Because now, you know.
So I understand the concept of, do you believe in love?
Yeah.
I understand.
Because now, remember, Steve Harvey once said, do not respond in a heat of a moment, because they're not talking to you, they're talking to a moment.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying this, most of people, they would tell you that, Slee, I love you. And now you're expecting me to say it back, but you're the one who is in a moment.
Yeah.
And I'm not there. Yeah. I heard you.
Yes.
But don't expect me to say it back, because you are the one who's in a moment.
Exactly.
But now it causes a fight ukuthi mfethu, I just told you ukuthi ngiyakuncanywa mos manje uthuleleni. You are in a moment, I acknowledge, but I'm not in a moment at that moment with you.
Then their expectation is expecting you to say, I love you back.
Expectations, I hear you.
They love you with expectations and conditions.
So I know, because kulelekasi, and there are other people that you grew up with who are now have been abducted by Inyaupe. And now I want to know, how do you feel and how do you behave when you bump into those people that they were very close to you, people that you grew up with, and now obviously you are living in different worlds? How do you conduct yourself around them, and how do you feel in person?
Yeah, that thing is it's a disease, and it's growing in a sense of that it's understandable. At some point, I used to question which type of book did I read, or which type of thing did I take or eat in my lifetime to not fall under that trap. I've once questioned one of the guys who I went to school with. Last year. Yeah, I met him. This guy was perfectly fine. And then I say him, Haibo, what's going on, my guy? And he's like, no, my guy, certain things are not working. So the only way that I could find peace, it's only smoking. You understand?
Coping mechanism for them.
Coping mechanism.
Temporal one.
Yeah, it's a thing. It gives them a reason to wake up next day. Because they are suicidal, those people, to tell you the truth. I grew up, Ikas, it's full of them. And you never noticed, because they are zombies. Those people are suicidal. You know,
saying that, like, they are zombies and everything. Please, guys, please don't come for me. And I'm not saying this out of, in a malicious way, or... I think it's coming from Enhlizweni yami econsayo. You know, I've been out of Ekasi
for a long time.
I think it's been 10 years this year.
10 years now, yeah.
Yo, there's this feeling when I get Ekasi. I feel so heavy. Ekasi, it's so ashy. It's that thing now when I get Ekasi from Ekoneni. If I always carried cash around me, I would have maybe given people 5K, because the moment they see you, and I'm like, hey, sister, I'm trying a piano. It weighs something in me. Like, I even cry sometimes. That is why sometimes I don't even like going.
Yeah. When I say hi,
it's different. It's ashy, man. And then you see this. They look like they are walking zombies.
Yeah, they are zombies. And the thing is, I think that the aspect of that part of Ikasi is a reminder to you that I need to move out, or I need to have a better space in my life. You understand? So each and every time when you go to a hood, that's why you find guys with BMWs cruising around the hood. It's a reminder to them to never come back here again. You understand? Cars everywhere, they are like that. Go to Tembisa, go to where there are people from that Kasi who is like, Kasi is Ashi, Kasi is what? Do you get me? Because those circumstances there are built for them to not survive for a long time.
And then what makes abantu mabepopa bephumekas in your perspective?
In my perspective, it's the air you breathe brings the type of feeling you want. When I say that, I mean it in the most literal way. If you chill with gangsters, you start having gangster talk. You start having killing talks. You start having those type of things.
Depressed, but depressed as well.
Yeah, even if you don't go out there with them, but for the mere fact that you chill with them, you have that interaction, which I know gangsters. I know this. So if you chill in a hood where it's prescribed for you to succeed, eventually you will find and meet people who will make you succeed in that journey. So moving out of ICAS, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's an upgrade.
But now they always say, how will Kasletu if you guys, instead of bringing whatever that you have, nizo yakhela like us, why nipuma? How do you think the ikasiletu lizo prosper? Do you think is it wrong though? Because we are always blamed the moment siphume kasi ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi ikazi lizothuthuka kanjani nina enipopayo ningabuyi nizoba a great example and nibe yini nithuthukisa ikasi nithatha imali niyo investor elsewhere.
Remember something about the cast. Everyone is always hungry there. Even the most popping guy who's at cast is hungry. So if you get something little, it's for you at that moment.
Yeah.
Most people don't understand that certain things are for you. Certain things are for ICAS. Do you understand? So moving out of ICAS, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have made it in life. It means that you're still pondering.
Yeah.
But now the situation there, it's not the same.
Yeah, just
for you to grow.
Just to add on that, you remember the time I was drinking a lot.
Yeah.
When I was swimming in alcohol. Ulindo once said, "This is not you.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you don't belong here." And now you're starting to act like people abalana.
Because they're hungry.
And then he said to me, "Go find yourself. This is not for you. And when you don't belong like us." But now you are tagged along with these people abalan. And when I left ICAS, you know what you learn? Relaxa.
Yeah.
It makes you understand that you think that you made it?
No.
You ain't shit, bro.
No.
And then now when you are with big dogs now, it makes you to wake up every day and ubana that the drive of doing better. But when you say kasi, 10K uwinja yasekasi, 10K polonyana you paying 3,000, 2.5, and then you can buy a bottle of Jameson every week. You've made it. But when you go out there, there's more to life.
Yeah.
There's so much more to life in a sense. I'm not saying we should forget where we come from.
Yeah.
But for me,
you should never forget where you come from. You should never forget where you come from.
But mostly when they see us, they say,
no, that judgment is always there. Even for us, it's always there.
But it's scary because
even me, I grew up a Kasi.
Yeah.
I'm most humble a Kasi. I respect everyone equally.
That was my next question.
Yeah, each and every time when someone will be like, "Oh, Donna, where do you work now? Put me in."
It's another thing.
I understand. I'm in a contract like you, my
You're
guy.
You're staying a corner and you
now.
No, besides that, there's this thing. They stay in a corner when you pass, like, you see,
And like in most aspect in ikasi, I mean I'm for ikasi.
Yeah.
Forever die.
Song,
You understand?
Bro.
Everyone, I'm for ikasi, but in certain things that I think it's a programmed thing, or it's a mandate that every kasi has. It has that thing that if someone looks better, maybe let's try to suck something out of
they were more like they're putting some bad omen in you that you become discouraged.
Exactly. So that's why they will always ask you to run. They'll always ask you for 5 rand. They'll always ask you for 10 rand. You understand? Now so Spanela born, the Spanela community, you working for them. Nah, come on, man. So so in every aspect, a cars, even the people who have nice cars, they still are around the cars, but they don't want that treatment because it's always there. People there are always hungry. Even now I'm
you're hungry.
So please, when you look at me, I'm hungry as you.
Yeah, man.
It's just that.
And then now, because I know you are spiritually gifted. I don't want to say inclined, but you are spiritual gifted and you are a modern person.
Yeah.
And you are young.
Okay.
How do you balance? Ngoba ungumuntu womgquba. You are the person of soil.
Yes.
And you are modern at the very same time. How do you balance that? And what keeps you humble?
And the most way that I could explain it is this. Being a spiritual gifted person, you don't have to try to outshine everyone.
Okay.
That's the first thing that you should learn as a spiritual person, because you always seek. You always seek about people's thoughts. You always seek about people's behavior. You're very sensitive to certain things. Don't advertise that. It teaches you how to heal. You get sick before you heal. So if you have a headache, I must have a headache. For me to understand what type of headache do you have. Do you understand? If you are about to feel a pain on your leg, I must have that certain feeling, because I spoke about something that is called astral projection. Being a spiritual person, it's being that line which is easy to communicate through your ancestors. Okay. So these days, because you say I'm a more spiritual person, which means I'm an old soul, and in the modern world. In this modern world, they try to put it out there as an advertisement. They do this. That thing is sacred.
Thank you.
That thing is sacred, that thing.
As much as now they put it on social platforms that they would even mention the mutis that they use, which we grew up not knowing anything about those things. You were not even told what to mix, and they give you while it's mixed because of it's a sacred thing.
It's a sacred thing.
Thank you.
The healing process of that thing, it's very sacred. You should respect it as much as you respect it as much as you respect the creator. Because without that thing, you wouldn't close your hand. That's how sacred it is. So I treat it as like that. I treat it as like that, and I maneuver in my space of time. Because in my space of time, I'm still young. And I tell me, now when I go to my pathling side, I tell them, I'm young. Don't burden me with problems that you didn't solve. Now I must solve.
And I was about to ask you, Guti, because you're that spiritual person, which I believe where you have to zila, where you just have to cut off everything. Do they come to you and say, now, Ndyebo, we don't want you to have sex. There are certain food now you shouldn't eat. There are certain things that you shouldn't be exposed to, because now we are in a journey of doing this and this. Or you would know. Do they come in a form of voices, or you would know, or maybe you don't get horny when it's that time?
No, you get hella horny. Here you get crazy horny, and as go like every opportunity of sex might come through. But I've learned something about the thing called fasting. Fasting doesn't mean that you fast on food. It's fasting on things that you love. That's a proper definition of
Maragena,
fasting.
you can do.
Mama, let me tell you something about this. Fasting, the body tells you, firstly, that take a chill now. You understand? And then if the body is like, you're not listening, it goes to the heart and be like, hey, talk to this person. And then you start feeling sick and thing. And then the heart is like, maybe the computer up there might say something. And then the computer goes to the computer, and then the computer gives you that subconscious thing that it's time for you to fast.
Okay.
Which means you should cut off everything. That's when some people, they include not eating, not having sex for a certain
So
period.
it's just a matter of self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Because that thing, each and every time when you do a certain zealing, a certain fasting, a certain thing, it's not necessary for you to do it all at once. Do you understand? Start with the thing that you love. You're like, you know what? For 7 days, I'm not having sex.
Yeah.
And then after 2 months, you're like, you know what? For 2 months, I'm not gonna eat meat.
Okay.
Then you go like, okay, for this type of time, I'm not gonna do that. You understand? You condition yourself, because each and every time when you do that, you become better yourself.
That's true. Do you think Ubuntu still exists, guys?
It exists.
How so?
Ubuntu always existed. It's the principle of practicing that it doesn't.
Okay. Love it. Love the angle. Yes.
Ubuntu exists in every way. It's just that now we are experiencing so much crime and so much hate and betrayal that we no longer believe you when you're trying to be friendly, or we no longer believe when you're trying to help out.
I'll ask you.
We be like, hey, what do you want? What's your problem? You've been searching. You've been stalking. So Ubuntu has been there. The principle of us practicing it is because of we took away that thing that your child can be raised by your community. So after that, now everyone minds their own business now. We have butlers now, we have dogs. And I hate cleaning up after dogs, you see. Now, but I have to have a dog. But I know who's gonna steal, and I'm gonna come to you. Do you understand? Ubuntu is there, because we always know who stole for you. We always, as black people, you will find out who and who they came through, and they tell each other.
When the moment someone does something, lalela ntwana ngibhayele nje ibhekinyana yokuthi ngiqaqe lapha ngiqaqe ngizokutshela mina ukuthi kwenza ngaleni ibhoza yami yabo mina ngiyazi ukuthi ubani oyenzile lena mara mawufuna i-information ngithengele ibheke or ngikaye nje when i-310 yabo ngizokutshela. And now because you want to know, you'll definitely
you do that.
Yeah,
you always, as a black person, you'll always find out who stole for you.
Yeah,
you always. Because I remember my nephew, Ulinamandla, they stole his phone. Yeah. Or something happened. We found out.
Yeah.
And then my friends, Musive Mavesta, they stole his phone. Usbusiso from Ikas. Imagine Sesh did it. And he didn't know Gucci, we kind of related. And I had to go there and be like, my guy, now you do this to me. Because if you're doing it to my kid, you're doing it to me, my guy. I understand?
I hear you.
So yeah, Ubuntu is there. It exists. It's the principle of practicing it.
But it's lala na so twekas. How true is that? Twasiya intersect. Sidlana sodwa khona la. We're not traveling. About this word when it doesn't work anymore because of is it because maybe we are in this incubator?
Yeah.
Is it the reason that we are intersecting? Are we ignorant? Are we into this thing to better the devil that you know? What is it, the concept of this whole thing?
Hey, in the hood, yes. When you come to dating in the hood, it's quite different. It's quite difficult. You know why?
Why?
Because if we stay in the same hood, you like me, I like you. If I date you, D there is be like, oh, if he can date this one, he's also gonna date me. That's how the whole Slalana song in the
or hood. It's this thing of betting you and D saying ukuthi sobona ukuthi uzoqonywa ubani kuqala.
May the best the queen. So it will always happen because people are hungry, man. And they always look for something else. Like, let's say I date a beautiful chick. Who's the beautiful chick right now?
Let me talk about names. Let me not drop names. No name dropping, please.
I date a beautiful girl, ne?
Yeah.
Because of there's some certain someone who doesn't like me.
Yeah,
he always saw me as beneath him. They will feel like, you know what, I can take that girl out of him. Yeah, I can share that girl and that girl could be mine. Yeah. So that Paula I think most girls at our hood,
they haven't mastered.
They are moving around.
But there's a movement. What is important? There's a movement, so, right? So
yeah, so I don't like dating a Kasi anymore because you learn the hard way.
And then in closing, what do you wanna be remembered for?
I wanna be remembered as a person who's more humble and calm in every aspect of spirituality. I want to know. I want to be remembered as a person who's cultured, very cultured, and I challenge myself to know more about culture because it stems me. It makes me as a person. They say if you know yourself, you know your best God. Because knowing you, it's the most nicest version of God that you could know, and you can manipulate each and every situation. So by knowing each and every aspect of me and my culture makes me want to know more about God, who's with me, who's always with me. So I want to be remembered as that guy who's humble, has piece of information if you'd like some. I like a good laugh like everyone else.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered as a guy who's outspoken when it needs to be, who's quiet when it needs to be.
Look, I'm smiling. Like, you know why I'm smiling?
Yeah.
That expression, it reminds me of your father. It's so funny.
Yeah.
What you just did now, that's your father in you, man.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
You become a man once your dad dies.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I know sometimes I know you in a personal level, but at this point I didn't feel that at all. Thank you so much for your time. You are amazing.
Thank you.
In closing, I want to say, guys, subscribe, please like, comment in my channel, and please, guys, this studio, it's called Equanaba Studio. It's in Cresta at Visualmed Office Park. If you want to rent it, it's 700 per hour. Come through, guys. It was nice to be here. It's always nice to be here. Just watch more We Unscramble Life with Slee. Amako dipumile. Danko.